YouTube. So some people wanted to know my labor and delivery story. I don't know where to start. I have mommy brain bad. Well, to start off, she was breech, so I had to have a scheduled C-section. We waited to decide that till I was like 36 weeks or 37. I'm pretty sure it's 36. Because, I tried to turn her forever. But it was scheduled, so the day was December 13th, and I was supposed to check in at like 9:30. I got up at like 7. I got up and I showered and I did my hair and makeup because I don't know, I'm weird. And I woke up Rhett and I had my bags packed for like weeks. I was so excited. So we leave our house because the hospital is like 40 minutes away. We leave our house and we get there at like 8 something. I check in anyways. And the day before was 12/12/12, so the hospital was packed with babies. I guess people wanted to have babies on 12/12/12. I don't know, but I walked like around the nursery. Me and Rhett did. And I seen all the babies and I was like, they're so small, and it was making me like more excited and like, I don't know, it was like so emotional. And I think I started crying. But so we're sitting there, 9:30 comes around and they call me to get prepped, and I went into like this small room and I had to get into a gown. And then I like sat on a little bit and then they asked me a bunch of questions, I guess like just medical stuff. I don't remember what they asked me, just a lot of questions. And there was 2 nurses. They were really nice and they were young, and they numbed my arm, like my wrist or whatever, with this really small needle and put like my IV in, but I didn't look, so that didn't really hurt. And started pumping me with like saline solution, and that stuff made me feel kind of weird actually. And then the anesthesiologist came in and talked to me. Well, there was 2 of them, but they both came in and talked to me about like everything. And after that, my mom and Rhett finally came. They could like come back after all that stuff was done. And we sat there, and it seemed like time flew by. Like I would just sit there and then look at the clock, and it would be like an hour later. So I think it was like 11:30, and they started to wheel me back into the operating room. Like Rhett couldn't be in there at first. Like he had to sterilize and stuff. And so I'm in there, and I'm in just a gown, and the operating room is freezing, like really cold. I guess to keep everything sterilized, but it's really cold. And I was about to get my spinal block, and that's the scariest thing, I think, to me. That was what I was scared of the most. And I sat on the operating table, which is really small for a pregnant person to be on. Like, it's like the size of like an ironing board. It's really small, and I'm like 166 pounds. I'm gonna fall off this thing. And but I had to like hunch over, and I was like shaking because it was so cold and my teeth are chattering, and the nurse had to like hold me, and I had to like grab a pillow, and I felt the first needle to like numb my back, and that wasn't bad. It felt kind of like a bee sting. And then I don't know if he didn't wait long enough, but I could feel the pressure of the big needle going at first, and I was terrified that I would move and be paralyzed or something. but thank God I didn't. And you go numb instantly. Like, my legs were dead weight, and they had to turn me onto the table. And they like put the curtain up so I couldn't see. But they put my catheter in. Like, once I started getting real numb, he used like a toothpick, and he would touch my arm. He said that's what it feels like, and then he would do it on my stomach, and he said, "Do you feel that?" And a couple more times, and I didn't feel it. And then they started like prepping everything and stuff, and I know there was 2 anesthesiologists, my doctor, his nurse, 2 other hospital nurses, and I want to say like a couple medical students. I don't remember. When the curtain was up, I couldn't see, and I just like looked at the ceiling. But they strap one of your arms down because they say you get the feeling of like touching your stomach and stuff. And then I don't remember what my other arm was doing. And I had like a tube of air right here. But I was laying there for a while, and I finally like asked my doctor. I was like, "Have you started yet?" And he was like, "Yeah." So by the time I was like on the table and everything, it was like 11:45. And then finally Rhett came in, and he was standing there, and he was holding my hand and stuff. And next thing I know, the nurse was like, "Oh, we see a butt." So like, I didn't feel them cut me open. I didn't feel them take anything out. I didn't feel anything except like a pressure. Like, I could feel like her moving, I guess, like a weird pressure. Like, I can't explain it. It was really weird. And then I heard her crying, and then they like wrapped her up and like cleaned her off and stuff. And Rhett got to go like watch, but he didn't get to clip the cord, which I thought was weird. Like, I wish he could have done that, but he didn't get to clip it. But then once she was cleaned up, he brought her to me, but she could only stand there for so long because it was so cold, and they weren't done with me. So I seen her for like I don't even know if it was a minute, and I looked at her, and she looked just like him. And then she had to go to the nursery and stuff. And I'm trying to remember what happened after that. Oh yeah, I guess they were like fixing me up and everything. And I got this weird pain across my chest, and like I could almost like not breathe. And I remember saying something to the anesthesiologist, because there was like nobody else around. And I was like, "I feel the pain across my chest. Is this normal?" And he said it was. So I thought that was weird. But and then everybody always tells me that sometimes you feel nauseous, and I started feeling really nauseous and like gagging. And he got me a bucket, and Aria's coughing in her sleep. But oh yeah, so like I didn't end up throwing up though, thank God. So they like sewed me up and everything. I got internal stitches and then steri strips on top. So I go to a recovery room for like an hour. So I didn't get to see Aria for an hour, which really sucked. But so I'm in there, and I start getting the feeling back in my stomach. So they gave me Demerol, a shot of it, and then I didn't feel anything. But the pain medication made me feel so weird. But time flew by like so fast. Like that hour was up. So I got to go in my room. But the thing was, earlier during the day, they were like, "We might not have room. A bunch of people had babies the day before, so you might have to come back to your prep room." And it was such a small room, and I was like, "I really hope I get a room." So one came open like right when I was done. So I got to go in my room, and I was like, "Oh, I want my baby." So the nurse brought her to me, and like, I held her forever, and, like, a bunch of family came, and it was really fun. I don't know, it just, the time really flew by. I guess, I don't know, all the medicine I was on. So that was fun, but, at night, I gave her to the nursery at, like, that night, probably at, like, 10, because I wanted to rest, and it was just me and Rhett. But he went to sleep, but, like, I had the hardest time sleeping on my back, like, sitting up. But they came in and checked on me, like, 7 times, and they had to change, like, my catheter and all kinds of stuff, so I didn't get good sleep the first night. But, the next day, she took my catheter out at 7 in the morning, which sucked. I was like, you could have waited till I was awake, or, like, better. So she takes my catheter out, and she's like, okay, so if you have to go to the bathroom, you gotta walk to the bathroom. And I was terrified of walking, because so many people tell me that it hurts, like your stomach's gonna fall out. So I was like, this is gonna suck. But I got up, like the nurse and Red helped me, and it like wasn't bad. It feels like a sore muscle, I think. That's the only thing I can compare it to. So I walked to the bathroom and that was fine, and then they make me sit in a rocking chair, and then I could finally eat. I hadn't ate in a day and a half. And I finally got to eat. But the thing was, they told me I couldn't eat until I farted. So I lied. I was like, I farted. I need to eat. um, which is really weird. But so then they made me like walk around the hospital too, but it was so easy. And then I had a friend who had a baby that day, or no, that night. Then I can't remember. She had her baby the day after me, and so I walked to her room and like we showed each other our babies and stuff. But my recovery was easy and fast, and I don't know. That's like it. All I can remember. It's so long ago. And that's what it feels like, even though it's only 3 months. But I guess that's it. So if you have any questions, just put them below. Alright, and if, like, I'm whispering, it's because Ari is taking a nap and I don't want to wake her. She hasn't been feeling good, but, so any requests or questions, put them below. Alright.